Hey guys, so let's talk about sexting girls and how you can do this effectively, because there are some big differences between how you do this with a bloke, with a man, and with a woman. So it's been my experience that women love talking about and visualizing sex in their mind, but the way that they get there is not the same as men do. So let me explain. When you are talking to a guy, you can go straight from 0 to 100 and the guy will like it. And if you send him explicit images, he will get turned on by that too. Whereas with women, it's more connected to their fantasies and evocative language and gradually building up to this crescendo where you're talking about the things that you'd like to do with her. So let's say you just met a girl. Let's say you met a girl in a library and you want to get her out on a date and go to bed with her. One of the ways in which you can time bridge, you can bridge between going from the moment you meet her until you can go out on a date, is to keep it bubbling along with sexting. But you don't want to just send her a message and just tell her, I want to bend you over that desk in the library and ram it straight up your jacksie. You don't want to do that. That's going to turn her off. It's too much, too quick. So you need to go about it obliquely and build up to it. So when you met her in the library, you say you noticed something specific about her, maybe her eyes, the way that she talked, her accent or something like that, and say that it was really attractive to you. And then you can talk about how you wanted to touch her, something like that. And then you can say, project forward in time. You can say, let's talk about what we're going to do on a date. So you can say you meet her at the library, then you go to a coffee shop, mention what the coffee shop's going to be like, what the atmosphere is like, the noises, the smells, the sounds, that kind of thing, what you're going to talk about, and then talk gradually and slowly about how you're going to escalate with her. So you can talk about touching her on the arm, making sure no one's looking in the coffee shop, so it's like a secret story, something between you two. Then you can talk about gradually stroking her leg, something like that, and use this evocative language, maybe a picture to illustrate. But don't go straight from 0 to 100 like you would with a guy and send a picture of your cock. More on that later. So do you see what I'm talking about? You're building up this fantasy scenario, using evocative language and going through it slowly and gradually turning up the dial. Now, the second thing that you need to know is that basically all women don't like to think of themselves as being a slut, basically. So you need to personalize your text messaging and specifically your sexting to her, okay? So that when you're sending messages, she's not left with the impression that you would say this and you're basically spamming the same guff to every single woman. She needs to know that the message that you're sending her is specific to her. That's why you mention specific things that you like about her, and you're personalizing your message and you're fantasizing your own mind when you're sending her these messages, so that she can feel and she can know that there's something about her that you really like. She's kind of special to you in some way, and she's not just some random piece of meat that you're trying to stick your dick into. That's what women like to feel, and especially when you're getting intimate and sending these kind of messages, that's what you want to bring across. So be specific what you liked about her and bring that across in your sexting messages. Third thing is, we've kind of touched on this, but talk about scenarios with her, things that you'd like to do, and make your stories detailed and lurid and expressive. Go through the things that you want to do with her. We use the example of the coffee shop gradually escalating, or you can talk about if you go to the cinema, you'll be tempted to touch her and so on, things like that. The more detail, the better. The more lurid, the better, but avoid coarse language. And once again, do not go straight from 0 to 100 like you would with a guy. Now, onto the subject of sending explicit images of yourself, or dick pics. There's a couple of things that I think guys should bear in mind when they're doing this. First thing is it's better if you are more well-blessed in the trouser department. Let's say you're 6.5 inches and above. Pretty much you might get away with that sending dick pics, but you need to do it in the correct way. So you know how I said that you want to be specific about her, things that you like about her specifically? If you just send a picture of your dick from this angle with the phone pointing down, or at an angle like this, that could be anybody's dick. It could be Barry Norman, the famous film critic from the 1970s. It could be a politician. It could be Bill Clinton. I mean, he used to send that kind of stuff. It could be anybody. When you send a dick pic, once again, you need to personalize it to her so that that dick pic is intended just for her. So instead of pointing it downwards, get the phone and turn it around. My desk is in the way, obviously, but angle it upwards so the phone is angling upwards and you can see your face in it, the top of your head, so it's vertical, and have your head at the top. And so you can see it from that angle. And then she can see your face, and then she can fantasize about the way that you're making her feel when you're sexting her. Now, if you want to discuss men's issues, how about dating, lifestyle, and find out some good products that you can use to improve your life, go to reddit.com/r-Maverickmen, the Maverickmen subreddit. There's a link in the description below. I'm on there. I'm always on there posting away, and we're gradually building a community where we talk about dating, men's issues, and things that you can do to have a happier, better dating life and life in general. So go to the Maverickmen subreddit. Links in the description below, and I'll see you there.